What is up, guys? Welcome on back to Tech Talk Vids. And where Sony has now made the decision not to put the Xperia 1 Mark VI available here in the US, a phone that I never really reviewed or talked about personally, which was one of my favorite phones of last year, and still, after doing all the Android 14 updates and things of that nature, I've fallen back in love with the Xperia Mark V, and why, even though there is no Mark VI available in the US this year, you could pick up a screaming deal on one of these phones and probably be your everyday carry for Android, for camera, daily use, social media, and all of it. So this is the Xperia 1 Mark V. And today I'm going to give you my long-term review after having this device well over 6 months now. Might be the best Android phone I've ever had. So over the Mark IV, which I covered on the old channel, I can tell you one of the biggest things that I've enjoyed about this phone over the time that I've used it, by the way, with no case, butt naked, no screen protector, because the glass here on the back has a very textured feel. That's about to be textured feel to it, right? Very textured feel to it, which makes it very easy to grip, right? As well as these little lines you see here. Okay, so unless you're just a complete klutz, it's gonna be really hard for you to drop this phone. So this is one of the reasons I like it. I also like it because in the hand, like, you're less likely to drop a phone if you can connect your middle finger and your thumb, which means, you know, the more you're able to do that, the less likely you are to drop it. I love this. The 21:9 aspect ratio, some people didn't like it, right? But I loved it. And if you've been following me for a long time when it comes to covering tech and tech videos and phones, you know I've had every single Xperia phone that has come out, all the way back from the Xperia, what was the original Xperia that was 4K that used to overheat and go nuts? I don't even remember, but I've had every single one of these Xperia 1 Mark, whatever, Xperia 1 Mark 2, Mark 3, Mark 4, the Mark 5. And I know people are asking, am I going to get the Mark 6? Yeah, I'm going to import one. Look, everybody's making a big deal about the display. Now, this is the only smartphone you can get with a 4K display. This is it, by far, and it's crispy, it's beautiful. I love watching content on this thing. Give you a quick look.
Last call for the Sharks. Last call for the Sharks.
So the audio, the speakers on this thing are amazing. The display is amazing to consume media. Using all of your apps, everything works great. There's multi-screen, pretty much everything that you normally can do on an Android phone. One of the biggest things that I really enjoy about this, though, is that camera shutter button, being able to just click, fire, and open the camera immediately, like so. Boom, done. Love it. And the same thing with the Cinema Pro app. Being able to use my Sony cameras, using this as a display, using this as like an extra camera, has been invaluable to me. You know, in the times that I'm actually in the office or using the studio, this is absolutely just a beast of a device to pair with a Sony Alpha camera if you have one. Now let's get into battery life. Now it says I have about 1 day, 5 hours. One of the things I did was I immediately disabled this battery care thing. I want my phone to charge as fast as possible. I know that that's probably detrimental to battery life over time. we all know, like, I've had this phone longer than I've had most phones, okay? Outside of maybe my iPhone 13, which I just recently pulled back out of the drawer to run iOS 18 on it, and maybe this, I don't keep phones usually longer than 8 months, maybe a year, right? Unless they're like the folding ones or phones that I consider collectible, like BlackBerry, they're older BlackBerries, things like that. But this thing, battery life wise, has been amazing. This thing came off the charger yesterday afternoon. I'm at 66% now, and I still have 1 day, 5 hours. Let's look at the usage since the last charge, and you can see right here, since when I took it off the charger to where we're at now, and it's been pretty good. Like I said, I've watched some YouTube videos with it. We did some Instagram, Xperia Home, Chrome, Play Store, lots of WhatsApp, but it has been pretty good. Now the screen on time for this is not a OnePlus 12, right? I'm not getting OnePlus 12 battery life out of this phone. I know that I'm gonna have to charge it, and it doesn't have super fast charging, so I'm getting 35 watts, fast charging on this thing. So it's gonna be on the charger for, 45 minutes to an hour. I understand that. It's just all the other features that come with it. The dual SIM and SD card slot, which you can't even really get on any other flagships now today, are ridiculous. USB-C port, which allows me to use external microphones and stuff with this thing, like I use here. With this thing, is absolutely invaluable. And a headphone jack if I want to plug in something else directly into it. This is not your average consumer device. This, for me, is, if you're a content creator and you like Android phones, this is the phone that you want to have. So, being that I'm not going to be able to buy my next Xperia phone from Best Buy, do I plan on keeping this one? Well, being that the battery life has not been an issue for me, I'm going to go back to daily driving this phone over my OnePlus 12 just for camera purposes. Now, I know a lot of people will be like, well, TK, the Xperia doesn't do 8K content. No, but it does 4K content better than pretty much every phone that you can do video with on the market now, especially if you're an actual content creator and you know how to adjust the video in post. This is it. The sensor in this thing is absolutely ridiculous. Is it better than, you guys see some of the 8K stuff I've been filming with the Red Dragon? Is it, better than a professional Red Dragon camera? No, but it is on par with some of my Sony Alpha cameras, and using this in conjunction with those, it's just an unbeatable experience. It's kind of like you Apple guys that are like, it's the ecosystem. Well, it's the ecosystem for me. I love this thing. I love the way it feels in the hand. I get decent enough battery life out of this thing to be able to rock it as my primary phone. And I know software support, TK, they're not going to update it in a couple years. That's okay. That's okay. I don't plan on having this as my daily phone for 3 years from now. But I may continue to use it as a camera because it is pretty amazing. Anyways, that's my long-term thoughts and impressions on the Xperia 1V. I'm sad that they're not bringing the Xperia 5 1V. That's great. The Xperia 1 Mark 5. I'm sad that they're not bringing the Xperia 1 Mark 6 to America, but I get where Sony's coming from, and it's moving inventory and having to pay those taxes or tariffs to get them in to be able to sell it. I understand why they're not doing it, but for those of us that are content creators, if you really want one, it's no different than those of us that love Huawei phones and we still import those phones today, or Vivo, or any other foldable phone that you like from China that we already import. If you're a content creator or somebody that absolutely loves these phones, you're going to import one anyway, just like me. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button and stay tuned. I might do another couple of videos on this and let you guys know what I think after all of the updates. It's got its most recent updates now, and we'll go out and do maybe some video footage at the track, and I'll give you my thoughts and impressions then. See you on the next one.